all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Good evening, everyone. Right now we're getting settled in for race number 3 on the Busch League circuit. This week's race is at 8 Bowl, and for any of you that don't know anything about this track, it's laid out in the shape of an 8, but they never cross the same surface. It's actually a bridge underneath that they cross under, and they cross over the top of that bridge on the other way around. A lot of it races like a super speedway, but you enter the corners and you'll be on the inside lane versus the outside lane, so sometimes it races like a road course in that aspect as well. So it looks like qualifying has got done and over with. Our pole setter for this event will be the 48 of Ethan Creech. Previous winner from this year during the shake-up race, Justin Day 2 in second, You and What Army in third. Last week's winner, Cam Jordan, in fourth.
Touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Bella Fawn in fifth. Adam Starr in sixth. Chris Hergeson in seventh. Skylar Dixon in eighth. Riley Sorrell Tracy in ninth. Adam Gerber-Forian in 10th, who is currently your points leader. Joshua Harrison, 11th. Dave Wilson, 12th. Logan Nagy, 13th. Connor Cooper, 14th. Ryan Blaney, 15th. Tyler Landa, 16th. Tyler Aspinall, 17th. Dusty Redding, 18th. Tristan Reams, 19th. Tyler Disharoon, 20th. Micah Mixer, 21st. Driver X, 22nd. Lynn Farrell getting his best start of the season so far in 23rd. We'll see if he can best his finishing position in the race. Jules T-Roll, 24th. Noah Hobson, 25th. Roland Heidfeld, 26th. Craig Bush, 27th. Nelson Morrison, 28th. Justin Patrick, 29th. Our race 1 winner of JD Arrington has been having a rough couple weeks. He starts 30th for this race. Tyler Fink, Clarence Bonner, Lucas Holmes, Brian Clark, and Nadak Hagum. We've got about 1 minute before I'll get it started, letting anyone that's not got into the stream yet to get in. A little bit early, I was saying I was going to be streaming by 6:30, and just a little bit early. Doesn't look like I've got anyone tuned in yet. Oh well, we'll get it started at 6:30 on the clock, so...
Drivers, start those engines!
Make sure everything gets right here, Jeff. Guys, gonna be coming to you here in a sec. Big day, big day. Let's make the most of it. Good luck.
The start of this race will likely have a big wreck as we got double file to start. After the first caution, everything will get single lined. But for the initial start, it'll be interesting to see just how chaotic it'll be. Off to the early lead, it looks like You and What Army blows by Ethan Creech. Chris Hergeson's running up on the inside here to get second as well. I'm not keeping track, but I'm pretty sure that might be You and What Army's first lap led in the early season. Chris Hergeson's gonna take off to try and get a lead lap as well. And as it is, Chris Hergeson leads the lap. Justin Day 2 gets out front, and he's going to go ahead and lead a lap this circuit around. Seems the only guy up front that hasn't led a lap is the pole sitter of Ethan Creech. Which that won't be long because he's going to try to get the lead back here, and does so successfully over Day 2. Riley Sorrell Tracy's moved his way up to second already. As they're 3 abreast behind, this can only spell danger. A lot of our drivers in that danger zone include Bella Fawn, Dave Wilson, Connor Cooper, and Jules Tirole. At least the track is plenty wide enough to allow for 3-wide racing, but all it takes is one bobble and you'll take out a huge chunk of drivers. Last week's surprise with Ryan Blaney. It looks like he's going to be mid-pack so far, but don't count him out. He could make his way up to the front in short habit here. Cam Jordan has shown some strength again this week as he's worked his way into the top 5 already. Ewan's having a good run so far. Very little trouble up front. Our pole setter Ethan Creech is holding strong up there too. And here it looks like Cam Jordan's worked his way up to 3rd already. Could he potentially go 2 for 2? It's looking like a good chance tonight. As he gone 3 wide on the bottom there, he's going to take the lead and lead this next lap. Ooh, Ewan What Army lost the most ground there as it looks like he dropped about 6 to 7 spots. He does have the preferred lane right now on this next turn. He's going to have to hope for an opening to get back on the other side, so he's on the inside for the next turn. It looks like the seas have parted, and he might just get that opportunity if he can peek in front of Cam Jordan here. And he did not succeed in doing so. Sorrel Tracy's out front leading right now. By the end of this race, it'll be who didn't lead the race. Apologies for any frame rate lag I've got. I'm thinking having two screens open is kind of bogging my computer down a little bit. It's not terrible. It's still watchable. You and what army is going to the lead? Still caution free through 11 laps so far. Make that 12. Our back markers include that of Nadaka Gum, Clarence Bonner, Lynn Farrell, Ryan Blaney, last week's second place finishers, running all the way back in 32nd right now. At this track, you can make up about 5 to 10 spots every lap if you're lucky. There's a hell of a lot more strategy going on at a track like this because you're always trying to find the inside line. And when you're 3 and 2 cars wide, it's very hard to get back onto that inside line, so you're always stranded out in the slow groove up high. So it's a constant ebb and flow. For the most part, track position is the most important thing at this racetrack. If you start up front, you're likely to finish up front. But I have seen some moves in this track where you've had people finishing after starting like dead last. They'll come up to win the race sometimes, so that's definitely why you run the race. You never know what's gonna happen. Our top 5 looks a little bit different right now, as we got Dusty Redding, Driver X, Tyler Landa over the 2 leaders previously of You and What Army and Ethan Creech. Currently, Tyler Landa sits second in the points. So he's got a target on his back from everyone else wanting to beat him. The better he does, the bigger his points lead stretches out on everyone else. It's crazy, our two winners of the season, and as of right now, neither of them lead the points. The points leader being that of Adam Gerber-Forian, who's been consistent enough to accumulate more points than the winners this year. It's definitely really early, and a lot can happen in a full season's time. Must be good luck to have a 2 on your car number this week. 4 of your top 5 include a 2 in their car number, which might be a majority of the field there. We got the 28 car in 11th, the 72 in 13th, the 52 in 31st, and the number 02 in 35th. The 26 in 31st. So yeah, we've got a couple more. It's just a random. We'll have to see here coming up. We'll see when green flag pit stops might be abound. Hopefully it's a nice square number so we don't have any weird fuel mileage conundrum going on. Got driver X here with a run on Ewan. It looks like, he tried to put the block on him but did not succeed. Driver X is going to cruise around to lead his first lap in the season. A lot of new blood out front leading laps here at the 8th Bowl Super Speedway. Our top 2 in points are working their way up to the front. Tyler Landa and Adam Gerber-Forian, both in the top 5. We got a pair of Adams charging hard to the front here with Adam Starr pushing Adam Gerber-Forian. And then the two team cars of Noah Hobson and Driver X are also lined up by each other. It's amazing we still haven't seen a wreck yet. Unfortunately, Nadak is just having a hard time getting his car to get up on pace with the rest of them. He's currently running 30 seconds, so he's about to be lap traffic here soon. It's amazing that our first week's winner, JD Arrington, is running roughly 30th right now. This might be the furthest back that Ewan has been so far early on in the running here. And I think that's probably the highest that Brian Clark's been running all year so far. Solid third. He started in 35th place, right in front of Nadak Hagam. So this will be one of those moments that I mentioned earlier that you could have someone from the back of the field work their way up to the front. It's all about strategy. Tyler Fink's got that monster machine running strong today. And here they come upon the lap traffic of Nadak Hagam. If there were to occur a wreck, any time would be right now. Oh, and it looks like we've actually got a caution. And I don't see where anyone actually got involved in a wreck. So it'll be a debris caution to bring out our first caution. This will help get them all bunched up back together. Believe it or not, Nadak never lost a lap, so he gets to race back to the back of the field. So under caution right now, the leader is Tyler Fink over Ewan What Army. Points leader, Tyler Landa. Hard charging Brian Clark. And our pole sitter, Ethan Creech. Everyone is likely to come in here on lap 28 and get standard pit stop procedure going. Seems like with the pit stops, Tyler Fink he keeps his lead overall. Tyler Landa second. Ewan Wood Army. So for the most part, your top 5 remains unchanged except for Ethan Creech having dropped numerous spots all the way back. Wow, outside of the top 10. This time around, it'll be lap 30, and that'll be our 1/3 mark of the race. So, all the way in the back, we've got the 28 of Tyler Disharoon now. Nadak Hagum gained numerous spots during his pit stop, all the way up to 32nd. His car is much slower though, and he'll probably lose those spots as soon as the green drops. We got Adam here all the way in the back, who was running up front for competition at the lead. Cam Jordan as well, who's also up front fighting for the lead. So there's a decent amount of mixing that happened during those pit stops. We do have some damage on the 34 Bella Fawn here. I'm wondering if that happened during pit stop. The pit roads here tend to be pretty chaotic. And yep, right there, coming out of the pits, exactly what happened. So we're close to the green flag dropping on the restart here. Tyler Fink, Ewan Wood Army, Tyler Landa, Brian Clark, and Jules T-Roll, your top 5. Adam Starr there in 6th, Riley Sorrell Tracy, Noah Hobson, Ethan Creech, and it looked like Justin Patrick back to about 10th place. And now throw all that out the window because it's going to be jockeying for position the entire time. Ewan Wood Army might peek in. Yep, it looks like he's going to get the lead on the inside lane here. Brian Clark following in suit. Adam Starr jumping up at least 3 or 4 spots here to get himself up to 3rd. And they get slided in right into the lower line on the next turn here. like there's a separation of cars there, yeah. A bunch of them looks like they're losing the lead draft here. They got 2, and then a big pack of them back there. And then you have another small pack here. And then the lead pack all the way up here. I'm not sure why that's going on. In the meantime, it looks like Noah Hobson's peeking his nose in to take the lead on Tyler Landa. Adam Starr still ever so present there in the top 5. As well as Ewan as well. Got another change for the lead as Adam Starr succeeds in taking the lead. If the Cup guys were to race this track, if it was a real life track, the one tactic I could see happening a lot would be the blocking maneuver. You're always having to block the faster line, especially on the inside-outside lane. NR 2003 didn't really have much of that going. Usually if someone got a run, they would peek inside and take off, but definitely a what if this were a real track. I'm pretty sure you'd see some gnarly big time wrecks here with drivers that are constantly trying to mirror drive for the most part. It's gonna be pretty neat. I got the Busch League running here at 8 Bull Super Speedway, and then tomorrow it'll be the Cup guys at 8 Bull Super Speedway, and then our inaugural first race of the season for the Super Ambush trucks will be at 8 Bull Super Speedway. So that's kind of a neat way to mesh it all together. You have all 3 series racing at the same circuit for the first time ever. Currently the trucks, I have 6 of them left to build. I've got some other side projects going on where I'm building cars for some other people. But for the most point, I am on schedule to the season starting on June 29th, so kind of a fun circuit where I got all the trucks going to super speedways and dirt tracks exclusively. Our pole sitter Ethan Creech finally gets a shot at the lead here. Now we got our top 15 pack, and then we've got our mid-30s pack about 6 to 7 seconds back, and then you got your slowest of the slow running 31st on back. They must have did something on their pit stop to upset the balance of their car or something. Because before that caution, everyone was bunched together. Nadakagum is not the slowest car on track anymore, as we've got Joshua Harrison running 35th, about to become lap traffic as well. It's simply fascinating how their ratings work in the game. Just once I think I figure it out, then the game does some weird things that I don't know how else to describe it. Looks like it's a rough day for Tristan Reams. We're about halfway now, and he's running 30th. Last week had a solid top 5 at the Roval. I am almost certain if things finish the way it's running right now, we will have a third new points leader in 3 races. Right here, Adam Gerber-Forian's not doing enough to maintain his points lead. Based on who's out front running, I would say the new points leader would likely be... Let's see... A lot of guys up front are a bunch of the drivers that are deeper in the point standings anyways, so they're all having a good points day. The highest running guy on track right now who would have potential for taking the points lead right now would be Tyler Aspinall, running 9th. But that's only because Cam Jordan, Tyler Landa, and Adam Gerber-Forian are outside of the top 10. Seems that Ryan Blaney is coming up strong again towards the end of this race. Kind of come from nowhere to get into the top 5 here. Adam Starr, Dusty Redding, and Ewan Army, along with Driver X and Tyler Fink, currently is your top 5. We're going to be halfway here, and we've only had 1 caution for debris so far, and no significant wrecks. None. We did have a bit of damage received on a pit stop with Bella Fawn, but for the most part it's been a very tame race, which is kind of astonishing because I figured the Busch League we'd see plenty of action, bumper to bumper, fender to fender, hardcore racing. So far, the Sylvania Cup Series takes the cake for that. Everyone in this series is racing like seasoned veterans for the most part. Everyone's just wanting to make a Just wanting to make the best of the opportunity to get into the Cup Series, it seems. Looks like Nadaka Gum's actually making moves for position on track. Evidently that pit stop, he was able to find some extra horsepower that was missing from the car at the start. Albeit, he's still running 32nd on track. JD Arrington is still struggling, running in 27th. As well as Adam Gerber-Forian, who's running 28th. Well, I boasted about Ryan Blaney cracking into the top 5. Now he's fallen all the way back to roughly 25th. #21st, actually, but we do have a pack of 22 cars now in the lead pack. Let's see, Ethan Creech is our leader as of right now. This race will definitely be whoever's out front at the end of it will likely be the winner, because there's been no established dominance so far. At least it seems like we've always had the same cast of characters at the front, but the lead is always changing. Now we got lap traffic here that's going to cause some commotion. This really benefited the 21 of What Army as he drives off along with Adam Starr. These two cars out deep on the field. 1.5 second lead over third. They made quick work of that lap traffic, and they are now moving back into position. Definitely not without some commotion, though. And here goes Adam Starr for the lead on What Army. This will only help the rest of the cars behind him catch up quicker the more they race side by side. That broke the draft up, and I'm willing to wager you'll see the other cars coming really quick like. Yep, as you can see, the picture is tightening up front. Tyler Aspinall with a hard charge up to second right here. He might be able to make the move in front of Ewan What Army and even attempt to get the lead on the front stretch here. Yep, he is going to pull off the... And he didn't lead that lap, but he's definitely going to be up front now. Solid charge from Tyler Aspinall. Reminiscent of something Dale Sr. would have done at Daytona. And chalk that one up as a lead lap for Tyler Aspinall. but this track is notorious for you lead one lap, then you go to the back. If I was out there racing, my strategy would be to sit back, wait, and then with about 5 laps to go, start hustling through the traffic. There's no reason to put yourself in risky situations that could wind up putting your car on the hauler instead of in victory lane. Doesn't seem like Aspinall's very afraid to make some of these risky moves out there. Car's making some wide charges. It's a crying shame for Tristan Reams, who looks like he might be mired back outside the top 30. It's definitely going to be a bad points day for him. On the flip side, Ewan Wood Army is going to be able to get a lot of points back that he's lost in the first 2 races. Heck, even Roland Heidfeld sitting in second right now. He's currently 26th in the points. Ewan Wood Army is 20th in the points. And then even 3rd place Dusty Redding there. He's 29th in the points, so this should definitely shake up the point standings after tonight. Adam Starr, currently in 4th, is sitting 11th in the points, and he's going to make up a lot of ground on the championship. And you can't forget about Brian Clark, who started this race in 35th, and he's still hovering up front here. He'll definitely get the hard charger award if he can finish it off here. Now we've got some lap traffic again that's going to cause a disturbance at the front here. Going from a top 5 last week to a lap down this week. Tristan Reams. And we're slowly running out of laps for him to get that lap back. A couple laps here will be 2/3 of the way through the race. Still without any significant carnage to say. All this lap traffic bunching will only contribute to a potential pileup of cars. But everyone's making their way around this lap traffic without any troubles. 60 of 90. Now the lap traffic has officially filtered their way out of the lap traffic, of the cars on the lead lap. So up front, it looks like Tyler A was out front for a brief stint, but he couldn't hold back the hard charge in What Army from taking the lead back. Solid performance from Connor Cooper in the number 38. Haven't seen him much up front as of until now. And Chris Hergeson's having a good run, sitting in second now. He might be flirting with taking the lead from Adam Starr on this next section of the track. Settles in for second right there. And he'll be able to get the preferred line on the front stretch. Looks like he might be getting a draft built up here. And not, it looks, oh, a little bit late on the pass attempt there. What Army gets the most out of that? Heck, and even Clarence Bonner, my bad. A lot of surprise names running up front. A trio of Dodge Challengers tie up the top three right now. And you have a bundle of Fords and a bundle of Chevys. Oh, we got pit stops. Green flag pit stops. They went 35 laps, so they'll be fine to go the rest of the way. We won't have any weird gas mileage conundrum, which is good. But we do have varying strategies here, as we had a bunch of cars that came down pit road. Tyler Fink, Justin Patrick, Nelson Morrison, Noah Hobson, Jules T-Roll, Driver X, Tyler Landa, Ryan Blaney, Cam Jordan, Ewan What Army, Justin Day2, and Ethan Creech. We're probably going to see just as many on this next pit stop. Yep. As you can see, the 34 of Bella, Adam, JD, Riley, Skyler, Roland, Dave, Dusty, Adam, Chris, and the rest of them are coming out, so we're going to see where the strategies lie. Hopefully a caution doesn't come out and mix everything up. And now our another batch with Bonner, Cooper, Aspinall, Busch, and Clark. last pit stops is that of Logan Nagy. There's the group of cars that just came out of the pits getting passed by Ferguson and Redding. 38, I believe, is fresh from his pit stop. So yes, it looks like the current leader is Clarence Bonner after those pit stops, who was running about 5th before they came in. Chris Ferguson maintained his position and looks as well with Tyler Aspinall, who's running, now moving his way up to 3rd. 2nd. The last of them right there, Logan Nagy, looks like he gained a lot of position from staying out as late as he did, which is kind of surprising. You'd figure the later you stay out, the slower you are, and the more spots you'd lose. Logan Nagy worked it perfectly, and looks like he might be able to get a top 10 out of this sucker. You and What Army didn't lose much position either, so really not a whole lot changed up front. Everyone did their pit strategy to perfection. Even more so for Logan Nagy, who's out there on fresher tires than everyone else because he stayed out as late as he did. And it seems to show as he's running, he's not just holding up traffic in the top 10, he's racing hard with them. And making some aggressive maneuvers as he cuts right in front of you and What Army. We are in do or die time with 20 laps to go here. Everyone's done with pit stops, and it's really going to come down to who's in the right spot at the right time to be crowned victorious. Oh, we got a caution. Let's see what happened. The 77 of Ryan Blaney. Oh shit. Pardon the language there, but a big contender in Adam Starr also gets involved. It's a bummer deal. Ow. Heavy hit for Adam Starr, who is beelining it to pit road, it looked like. It must have been a failure on the car or something for it to veer so far to the right like it did. It couldn't have been a pit stop scenario because they'd already pitted a couple laps before. Adam Starr, yeah, he came into the pits on lap 66. With our current top 3 drivers of Redding and Ferguson. But evidently Adam Starr lost the most ground and had a even worse mishap there. And I don't know if it's gonna say, yeah, all it says is accident, so If there was some kind of mechanical failure, we will never know. It's a bummer deal. He had a solid race going too. Okay, so yeah, the tech failure shows that the 27 of Adam Starr actually had wheel damage. Thanks to Adam Starr, I believe, for mentioning to check chat. Seems that, yes, that's exactly what happened, was tire wheel damage. Looks like we're probably going to go back to green here with about 24. Correction, 14 laps to go. No. Yeah, 14. My brain is on 50% right now. This caution will definitely help some of those guys that were trapped further back to get another opportunity to race back up front. Unfortunately, we do have some guys lapped down. The 34 of Belafon and the 29 of Reams. If there's a way to do it, I haven't figured it out yet, but lucky dogs would definitely be the other thing I would like to implement in this game. So we're going to have a little 14-lap shootout to the finish here. And I would not count out, you know, there's probably still going to be another potential wreck on the horizon. We haven't really seen a big wreck yet. For the most part, that last wreck was a mechanical failure on the 27. As mentioned here, AI mechanical failure 27, tire, wheel 1, damage 2. So that's a pretty nifty little game hack right there that I have never been able to use before. Tyler Fink is going to roll off with the lead here. As the green flag is about to drop, the pace car is still on track. Makes its sharp right-hand turn to get off track here. And we have a solid top 5 with Fink, Redding, Heidfeld, Aspinall, Nagy. And then further back you've got Bonner, Hergeson, Clark, What Army, and Dave Wilson with a solid 10. Dusty Redding now takes the lead from Tyler Fink. That Chevy Camaro power too strong to hold back. As we got a second Chevy Camaro coming through with Tyler A. Don't count out that Ford of Roland Heidfeld. Right now we have a bit of a 4-car pack breakaway from the rest of the cars. You got the slower traffic of Tristan Reams, lap traffic. But it seems that Chris Hergeson is going to make his way inside and start cruising up front now. Chris Hergeson's worked his way up to second here. And Logan Nagy even more positions up to the front here. Stellar performance from Logan Nagy. We've now only got 11 laps to go. And it seems like the Fords are the ones making the moves right now. Still, they don't have anything for the Chevy of Dusty Redding quite yet. Seems that Dusty Redding is playing this to perfection. Having the lead, he's blocking whatever runs are coming on him and getting that momentum in draft form. He's driving a pretty wide lane to keep that lead. As you can see, he did it again there. It's quite some strategic racing going on up front. Another Chevy that's going to work its way up front here. Tyler Aspinall. And you got Ewan What Army on the inside lane here. So we're going to have Chevy Dodge, Ford Dodge Ford, Dodge Ford, Chevy Ford. And there's no Toyotas represented in the top 10. It's got another caution. Oh, the 52 of Micah Mixer. And this is an interesting. Oh, don't see Rex very often at this segment of the track. Looks like Nelson Morrison had a number 56 had an engine failure, and the 52 had nowhere to go. So now we're gonna get another caution and another restart to determine the finish of this race. Looks like Tyler Aspinall is gonna take the lead going into the caution here. Seems that Dusty Redding might be coming to pit road. I don't know if there's something going on there. Tire. Wow, that's a bummer. Dusty Redding's gonna come to pit road with a tire. Most likely a flat tire. Who is looking to be a odds-on favorite to win the race is going to get mired all the way back to the longest line. Damn. So, our new top 5 is as follows. Tyler Aspinall over Tyler Fink. Logan Nagy. Ewan What Army. Chris Hergeson. Dave Wilson. Brian Clark. And would you look at that, JD Arrington has worked his way into the top 10, first time today. I wouldn't count him out from potentially winning the race either. Then you got Clarence Bonner, Logan Heidfeld, Riley Sorrell Tracy, Tyler Landa, Ethan Creech, Connor Cooper, Justin Patrick, Adam Gerber-Forian. Bella Fawn is actually a lap down in 30th. Justin Day2 is 18th. Craig Bush, Cam Jordan, Tyler Disharoon, Jules T-Roll, Noah Hobson and his teammate Driver X, followed by Lynn Farrell, Lucas Holmes, Tristan Reams, 31st, 1 lap down. Nadak Hagam, 27th. Skylar Dixon. Joshua Harrison, who's multiple laps down. Ryan Blaney. And then your new 30th place driver of Dusty Redding. If he's going to win this race, he's going to have a miracle happen. Passing at least 29 cars in 3 laps, which will be a feat unlike any other. I would keep your eyes on the top 5, because these guys have been up there most of the day. Logan Nagy being your biggest surprise, sitting in 3rd. And so we're truly going to have a shootout to the finish here. Make your picks and sit back. Tyler Aspinall gets off to a solid charge up front. The only problem is now he'll be a sitting duck while the other guys get drafting help. They're going to blow by him like nothing else. And just as mentioned, Tyler Fink. Oh, and Tyler closed the door on Tyler. Aspinall on Fink. Even though Nagy is now peeking on the inside of Tyler Aspinall, Aspinall is going to have the inside line on this next turn. And it's going to be Tyler pushing Tyler. Fink giving Aspinall that push up front to get him by Logan Nagy. We're not out of the woods yet, because we could still have a big wreck. Three laps to go. We're going to come by and it'll be 2 laps to go. I don't think Aspinall's going to block this run. Tyler Fink's going to and we just had the 67. Do we have another mechanical failure? Fuel leak on the number 67. Engine failure on the number 8. Driver X is blowing up. All in the meantime, we're staying green. Fink out front over Hergeson, Bonner, and Tyler Aspinall. There's a lot going on in this last couple laps here. Fink's going to get the white flag here. Bonner sneaks on the inside of Hergeson. Logan Nagy also giving Bonner a good push for the front here. Hergeson gets shuffled out to the high side. Sorrell Tracy, Logan Nagy, both pushing Clarence Bonner. Bonner goes on the inside of Fink, and that might be enough for him to get the position there. Hergeson making some moves to get himself back up to 3rd. We're going to have to see here if Logan Nagy's going to have any momentum to catch Bonner. It doesn't look like it, as Clarence Bonner is your winner at the Super 8 225. Logan Nagy comes home with a second. Tyler Aspinall with a fourth. It looks like Hergeson came in third there. He dropped back on the grid. The number 72 of Dave Wilson finished fifth. And they're not anywhere to where they had finished. Tyler Fink finished sixth. Roland Heidfeld finished seventh. Riley Sorrell Tracy finished eighth. Adam Gerber-Forian with a solid ninth, which will likely keep his points lead alive. It's going to be close between him and Tyler Aspinall. And then our pulse hitter of Ethan Creech comes home with the top 10. Yeah, so at that last lap, we JD Arrington had a fuel leak, and driver X had a engine failure. Back-to-back top fives for Chris Hergeson. That's going to definitely improve his point standings even more this week. Ewan What Army had a good run, and it just seems like he can't get the finishing touch each week. He dropped outside of the top 10 to finish 12th. Cam Jordan, last week's winner, came back for a top 15 finish. Our second place points person of Tyler Landa came home in 17th. Nadak Hagam, amazingly enough, got a 24th out of this race. There was enough commotion on that last lap to give him a couple more spots that he wouldn't have got otherwise. So the third race is in the books. We have our third different winner in 3 races. Clarence Bonner joins the likenesses of JD Arrington and Cam Jordan as your season 1 winners so far. Thank you everyone that tuned in. As always, I'm going to be running the Busch League races each Thursday. And going forward, I'll have truck races on Wednesday. So I'll have the trifecta of the trucks Wednesday, the Busch cars Thursday, and the Cup guys on Friday. It was definitely a rough day for Adam Starr, who had a good run going and just couldn't get the job done at the end of the day. So that's a wrap. Until next time, thanks for watching. See you later.